Nice article on Dorkly.com. All right, the developers of Cuphead opened new mortgages on their houses to fund it. By now, we're all familiar with the painstaking animation that turned Cuphead into a million-plus seller on Steam, but that level of detail doesn't come easy. On top of being extremely tedious, creators and lead developers Chad and Jared Moldenauer actually remortgaged their houses in order to be able to afford a team big enough to finish the game. It doesn't get much more dire than that, but the payoff is still sweet as soda bubbles, bullets, popping against your cartoon brain. Has anyone played Cuphead on this podcast?
Nope.
Ron?
No, and I'm afraid to try. I will throw my controller at the TV because I have anger issues.
Which is why I don't play any Souls games, because I have real bad anger issues. I already tried to break controllers over Rocket League already, but I'm not playing any Souls because that would definitely break controllers.
Well, I'll tell you what, Crush. How about let's give you a real reason to break a controller. We recently found out that the MCU is going to be missing. It's going to be missing Spider-Man! Damn it!
Is this how we're starting, by bombing everyone out?
Oh, why? Damn it, Sony!
And
There
this
go
is
all
Ransom
of our
Saves.
subscribers. Yeah.
And this is Ransom Saves. We got Crybaby Dave, we got Asian Ron, and we got me.
Why'd you felt the need to call him Asian? They have the video.
For clarification, Asian Ron, as opposed to all the other Rons on here.
It's like that one scene. It's like that one scene on Jurassic Park, Lost World or whatever. They're on the island. Sarah Harding, the guy's calling out, and Jeff Goldblum's character stops and he's like, "How many Sarahs do you think are on this island?" before he starts calling Sarah's name again. So anyway, back to the unfortunate topic at hand. Sony and Marvel, or Disney, I guess, could not come to the financial, they couldn't come to the table and agree on how to finance moving forward with Spider-Man. So where does that leave us? With MCU without a Spider-Man! Or without Peter Parker particularly, which obviously is Spider-Man. Anyway, what the hell?
That leaves Tom Holland starring in the next movie, Spider-Man, homeless.
Yeah, far from having a home. Is good.
Got Homecoming, Far From Home, now homeless.
I don't know. It's kind of like, I was literally for the longest time scratching my head. Why can't we have Fantastic Four? Why can't we have, any of the X-Men? Like all these that are supposedly all under the Marvel umbrella of characters. But because of all these stupid disputes between, or the, all the different rights of these different companies. Oh, well, we've got the, we have the license to this guy, so you can't use him in a film. And we got the license over here for this group. Do what the fans want.
Forget about money.
Play nice.
Bend over for us.
I mean, can we just... I don't care about your big corporate foibles. I just want Wolverine to stab Deadpool in the face while Deadpool is breaking the fourth wall, and then Mr. Fantastic awkwardly stretching across the screen for some reason.
Giving Deadpool a reach around.
Yeah, that would be that needs to be the next film needs to include somehow.
It's an adult parody.
Okay, I mean, we're all familiar with the term Rule 34, right? Like, I don't need to explain.
No, please. Google images it for us, please.
I don't
Yeah, please
need...
explain for the ones that do not know.
No, I think I'm going to have a hard pass. I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. Along the same line... Okay. I don't know, man. This is really... It's going to be heartbreaking. However, okay, so here's an article on The Verge written by Miss Caroline... however you say her last name. Caroline S. Her last name starts with an S. But... Basically, I'm just going to summarize based on what she wrote in her article. If Spider-Man parts ways, okay, with the MCU, that should free the character of Spider-Man up to do less franchise-focused things, which could be a good thing. Am I right?
It could, but...
Like,
if that's the case, I mean, we got to look at what they did for the Andrew Garfield movies for The Amazing Spider-Man, where they casted Andrew Garfield, which played the Spider-Man side of the series perfectly, but they threw him in as a 20-something-year-old actor trying to portray a high school person.
Yeah, I mean...
So, people said from the beginning he should have been Peter Parker as he was coming out of college and starting his career with Dr. Octavius and all of that.
They could have done that.
He would have been perfect at that age.
You know what I would...
Andrew Garfield in high school.
You know what I would love to see? Like, have any of you guys seen Arrested Development season 5 or 4 or whatever?
Negative.
That's a negative also here.
I'm not going to reference that then, but... They would make a version of Peter Parker that's actually like an undercover narc in, like, hey man, you know where I can score some Anna joints?
That would be hilarious, actually, because he just, yeah, he does awkward very well. I honestly, as much as I liked, okay, I do have to disagree with Crush about Andrew Garfield. I thought he did it okay, but I think I think the problem was he took the whole awkward teen thing a little bit too far. Like he was trying to compensate maybe for not being a teenager anymore, something like that. They got his brilliance down, like he just was exuded this brilliance without even trying to in the movie in terms of like his intellect as far as trying to play Peter Parker. So I thought he did that very well. And it was kind of a strange chemistry between him and his leading lady. Why am I not remembering her name? Emma Stone.
Come on, man.
Look,
really, you
man.
forgot about Emma Stone of all people. Emma Stone.
Look, I mean, she's cute, but she's not at the top of my spank bank. Okay, I mean, I have other things. I tell you what.
Record. There, you heard Dave not at the top of the list. This is your number one concern now.
Oh Christ. Well, anyway, the point is, so we had an unfortunate accident that was Tobey Maguire in those first few movies. We had Andrew Garfield, which I thought was a decided improvement. And now we have Tom Holland.
Wait a minute. Tobey Maguire, his first movie was amazing. The second one was not as good. The third one is a real debate. Some people love the third one. Some people think the third one should never exist.
This might be one of those things where we have to agree to disagree, but the problem I had with his performance in there, it wasn't, him portraying an intelligent Peter Parker or a talented Spider-Man. For me, it was that, unlike in a lot of the comics that I've seen, or the cartoons, things like that, like, they took it way deep into his emotions, which, don't get me wrong, I mean, they had to play to his emotions, the whole Uncle Ben thing, like, I get all that. I get it. But for me, it was like, why it's almost like they were making him into a fucking Marvel Universe version of Anakin Skywalker. What the hell? Is it some whiny teenage punk kid? Oh, whining about MJ, whining about Uncle Ben. Like, look, when you watch the cartoons, when you watch or when you read the comics, yes, it affects him, but he's not a baby about it. Like, he uses that to motivate himself. I just thought when it finally came to Tom Holland, we finally got this good balance. I'm just so upset. Why do they have to take his Peter Parker out of the MCU? I'm mad at you, Sony. I am mad at you, Disney. I'm mad at you both for this bullshit.
Worrying about the money, lose money, make us happy. That's what's best for America. Thank you.
Yeah, well, yes. Look, you have to spend money to make money. Is that statement not true? I mean, I guess what
Yeah, for the most part, I do got to agree that Tom Holland has definitely been one of the better Spider-Mans. Where, like, me and one of my buddies was having this debate one day where Andrew Garfield played the Spider-Man side of the universe absolutely amazing with his acrobats and everything and the use of his spider abilities, whereas Tobey Maguire was a really good Peter Parker, just not as good as Spider-Man because he wasn't that athletic. Which, that one scene where he saved the subway train is still one of the most intense scenes you've ever really seen in any superhero movie, for the most part. But Tom Holland has definitely been the good middle ground. Plays an amazing Peter Parker. He plays an amazing Spider-Man. And I like where on the Peter Parker side where his love interest is there a little bit, but it's not the focus. The focus is he wants to be a high school kid. Whenever he sees a problem, he wants to go help.
Yeah, okay, so having seen Far From Home just a couple days ago.
I haven't saw Far From Home yet, so I've only saw Homecoming.
Okay, well, when I mean, no spoilers or anything. Just based on his performance there, what I really liked about it, okay, is you have a believable teenager, okay, in Peter Parker, and he talks about how he just wants to go, and you can see it in the previews for the movie. Like, it's not a spoiler at all. He's talking about how he just wants to go on this class trip. He just wants to hang out with his friends. He's also super into MJ. And I thought Zendaya did an amazing MJ, although it's like a quirky, weird, dark version of MJ. Like, she's more broody and stuff like that than she's depicted in other... What's that?
I love that so much, though. Like, she was such an ass to everyone. It was great.
Oh, yeah. Like,
not a Mary Sue MJ, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, I think they gave her character a nice characteristic makeover, basically. So, you know, that was a win for me. I thought they did fantastic. Yeah, so all the way around, I can't think of a negative about Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And now that, I guess if this had to happen at all, I'm glad that it happened now and not right in the middle of them trying to figure out Infinity War, Endgame, all that shit. That would have pissed me off even more. So I guess, you know, this is about the cleanest split we could have gotten, but this should, okay, I could be wrong. Feel free to email us.
Oh, I can't say the spoilers, but it's not a clean split. It makes me so mad.
Well, I mean, not... It's about the cleanest split we're gonna fucking get. So, I mean...
I just actually saw this meme earlier today on Facebook that had Tobey Maguire dancing, and above it said, still the only Spider-Man to make it to 3 movies.
Truth! Oh, harsh fucking truth. God, that sucks, though. That fact makes me really sad, and now I need to go drink. I like his Spider-Man too much. But I mean, I don't think they're gonna stop making Spider-Man movies. In fact, I may be wrong, but doesn't this open up the possibility that he can star across from Tom Hardy in a Venom movie? Am I wrong?
I'm gonna do with it just yet. I have the feeling, just like everything else that Sony has done with Spider-Man, it's just gonna be like, well, new Spider-Man now. Hey, Miles Morales. Yeah.
I mean, we
Into
had.
the Spider-Verse.
Well, yeah, and don't get me wrong, Into the Spider-Verse doesn't get near the credit that it deserves. That movie was phenomenal.
Movie. It was great.
Yeah, I've heard amazing. It's on Netflix. I need to fucking just sit down and watch it one day.
Crush, you fucking casual. Watch the movie.
Having a movie night.
Oh, we need to.
I've been catching up on Walking Dead right now, so that's all I've been watching lately.
That's not even culturally relevant anymore.
No, what are you doing?
we don't care. Rick Grimes is gone. We don't know if he's dead. He's just missing.
Spoiler, I'm on season 6 right now. Thank you.
I didn't spoil anything. You'll find out what I mean when you get there. Listen. You need to watch. Okay, if we're gonna call that a spoiler, it's a good thing. So now you don't have to watch the rest of The Walking Dead. You just go over to Netflix and you watch Into the Multiverse now and get it over with. But seriously though, that movie was phenomenal. The acting in it was great. The story, and who doesn't like a fucking spider pig? And
also for the art direction, like the most important thing, you can be like, oh no, they didn't animate it was a comic book.
Literally did. In fact, they were talking about how like the animators did it in such a way that there's a blur effect where they like animated these blur effects in there, like double images to give that illusion.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called. It's basically when the printer fucks up and it prints different positions.
Yeah, but I love the art style of it. And then, I think half the people don't even realize that Nicolas Cage is voicing one of the characters. I think
I thought it was Ron Swanson for the whole movie, and then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, I'm dumb.
It was I love the movie. It was great. Yeah, it definitely needed a lot more credit than it got. So then, okay, aside from that, we have all that mess. We wish, that Spider-Man wasn't leaving MCU. But then there's other Spider-Man news. So Sony, okay, I guess as an answer, well, actually, I guess Microsoft was playing catch up in the exclusives department. Sony, if I remember the numbers correctly, had over 70 exclusives for this generation. Do you want to take a stab at how many Microsoft had?
25. I don't know. I'm just making some numbers up.
That's a good
70. I remember 7.
It actually could have been more than that. I just remember it was at least 70 for Sony. Okay. You want to know how many Microsoft had this generation? Exclusives. 11.
I'm in the ballpark about, well, I was going to say 17.
11. So Microsoft's buying all these studios and be like, oh shit, that's really embarrassing. We need we probably should have some games with our name on them. So, they're probably borrowing money from the Windows side of things so that they can finance buying these studios. Because at this point, I mean, if I'm Xbox, I'm shitting my pants when I look at the numbers and see how much they got spanked by Sony in that particular department. So, yeah, Sony continues to buy up studios, and kind of along the same lines that we were talking about before, you have... Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's so professional of me, guys.
Damn, Dave.
You literally have... Hush your fucking mouth. All right, so Sony's buying up all these studios, okay? because they want more exclusives. They're like, it's not enough that we, beat their ass this generation. We need to beat their ass next generation on exclusives also. I feel like Microsoft is still trailing, even though, how many studios did they buy? Ron, do you remember? Was it like 14 studios or something?
It was a big number. I don't remember.
I mean, it was a lot. They bought a lot of studios to bring them under the Microsoft umbrella and have them develop for them. But that said, to me it looks like next generation is not about console wars. I don't think it's ever going to be about console wars again, to be honest. At least not for a long time, if it is, ever. I think it's going to be about exclusive. The next era is all about exclusives. What can you only play if you're subscribed to this group over here? If you're on Sony over here, you get the likes of God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man now, because they have exclusive rights. I mean, that literally means I wouldn't be surprised if the next Spider-Man game features him playing a PlayStation 5 in his living room. Like, he's literally, instead of having a spider on his chest, he's literally going to be wearing, Sony on this shoulder over here. He's going to have a PlayStation. He's going to be all sponsored up. I mean, he's always been a poor college kid, right? So it's feasible.
Well, become a Sony shill.
He literally, I mean, almost as bad as I am with Google Stadia.
Brought to you by Stadia.
Yeah. Dave on Rants and Saves, brought to you by Stadia. Speaking of Stadia, by the way,
Beach. Don't forget Turtle Beach.
Well, for you, yeah, that's what you're gonna.
Yeah, Kerbal Space Program. I thought this was going to be a Kerbal Space Program broadcast.
Speaking of, before we skip to that, because Ron is like he's edging over there.
I'm edge of my pants right now.
Yeah, he's edging so that he can. Anyway, so yeah, they pick up Insomniac.
Smile on his face.
Obviously, them having Insomniac is a good move for Sony. However, who is letting me on? Someone else talk for a second. I gotta go to Mountain Dew. Ron, you're up.
Insomniac or okay. Kerbal Space Program time, guys. Neither of you guys know anything about this topic, so I can just rant about it and probably say a bunch of BS and not have either of you guys call me out. Space Program at Gamescom just released a new trailer, and I am excited as all fuck. No, just kidding. In my mind, was a great example of how it's supposed to work on Steam, and it kind of built this cult following. Say how excited I am to watch that come to fruition. It's like a full release of a game, which not a lot of early access games get to, but actually become like a successful AAA sequel. That and to send green minions to their doom in other solar systems and planets. This is going to be amazing. If you haven't seen the trailer, watch it. It's like Interstellar if everyone in there was with Despicable Me. Do yourself a favor, play the game, you'll become a rocket scientist, you'll get hired by NASA, and you'll be the next Elon Musk, and then you can give me a share of all the income that you make, because I gave you the brilliant idea. All right, back to you.
Wow. For wanting to spend an entire episode on it, you really summed it up in such a short amount of time.
Go on about how much time I've spent in that game doing stupid stuff.
Does it compare? Okay, so if I'm reading this situation right, it sounds like Ron. It sounds like the space version of me playing Roller Coaster Tycoon and putting my little character on an island out in the middle of nowhere with a bathroom and a bunch of food, and making all the food and drinks free out there, but charging him to use the restroom.
First comparison, have you ever played, has anyone here ever played that really obscure Banjo-Kazooie game, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts?
No.
Even gameplay of it. All of the most obscure games, that's fine. Well, I don't need to prove myself as a real gamer just because I don't play video games and I
On a
don't know
regular-
what Sony is.
What? How are you even qualified to be answering questions on this podcast? Although, I mean, I don't play those. I'm the... Okay. Of all the people you see down below here, I'm the AAA guy. I play the AAA games. Then you got Ron, who doesn't play games. And Crush, who's invisible right now, who plays everything just for the sake of getting the trophy. Crush, are you there?
He's like, fuck you guys, I'm out. I'm not a platinum. Whatever.
I'm not a trophy whore. Except that's exactly what he is.
I'll turn you into a trophy whore.
Look, I mean, you might try. Every time I get a trophy, you magically come out of the woodwork and be like, trophy. And every time,
Trophy.
we'll be in a PlayStation party, and I'll just be minding my own business. We'll be between topics, sitting quietly playing whatever game, and then out of nothing, trophy, platinum. Shit, just started playing. What the hell? All right, just turning Odyssey on. Platinum. Shit. How's that even
I
work?
don't have that many trophies.
Did you what? Okay, you told me about a game that you were playing recently that you've had for a long time that you didn't platinum. What was it?
Which one? My game backlog is fucking tremendous.
I know. Okay, it was one that you just told me about, like either this week or last. One of the Assassin's Creed, wasn't it?
Oh, was the Syndicate?
Maybe. Oh yeah, because I was trying to get your ass to go play it, but you're like, I don't want to put in the disc. I was like,
I have to put the disc in. I don't have it on digital. I have the disc. That means I would have to take the disc out for... What was I playing at the time? No Man's Sky. I was playing No Man's Sky at the time. So I would take the disc out for that, put it back on the shelf, get the case for Syndicate out, take the disc out for that, and put that in. No.
That is the laziest
I don't
reason
believe that
I've
the
ever
future
heard.
is streaming so much. I believe the future is going to be digital, just because it's a pain in the ass to put a disc in now. I do like steel cases. I do like my special cases. Like I've fucking got steel books for Beyond Two Souls, Tales of Zestiria, Red Dead Redemption 2. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
So you know what you get to do with all those that I don't have to do with my collection of digital games? Dust them. I don't have.
Who says I dust?
Oh shit! Well, you're not taking real good care of your collection.
Assumption that I dust my stuff. No, I'm just like, oh hey, when I want to play, I'm like, oh, let me get this dust off right quick, and then just dust off the one that I grabbed. The rest of it, the hell with it.
But you're so proud of it. Look at my collection, guys.
Collects trophies. Like, guys, check out my EP.
Literally.
Now, I'm only at 10,110 trophies. That's not much. That's not even the top 1,000 in the U.S.
Oh. Hey, you know what I was real proud of back in the day? On GTA Online, okay, back when it was me, my brother, Crush, you were there. When we had the active crew, when Undead was on there, Bump, Vapes.
Oh, the old crew?
The old crew. Our crew was in the top 10,000 in the entire world. As far as, like, our job points, based on how many jobs the crew did. We were in the top 10,000 in the entire world for crews. So, yeah, that was pretty cool back then. That's the only bragging rights to anything that I. So, now,
Yeah,
you know.
let me just go look up my profile real quick, see what my current stats are.
Oh God. So we're gonna have a. But
All right, my current stats right now, my world rank is 7,242. So out of everybody that plays PlayStation, I'm ranked 7,242. That's worldwide. And the country of the greatest states, the US of A, ranked 1,581.
wait, what's that for again?
That's my trophy, my trophy level, like how many trophies I have. Out of
Okay.
everybody else that plays in the United States that plays PlayStation 3, 4, Vita, that has a PlayStation profile, I'm basically ranked 1,500.
And that, people, is why you go outside every once in a while.
Leave the basement every 24 hours minimum.
You do need to stop and pee. Don't hook a hose up and route it outside. You need to get up and go use the restroom. No,
No, what you do, you piss in it, you get done drinking a Gatorade, piss in said Gatorade bottle, then throw it away.
I'm gonna go ahead and strike that from my memory. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that shit. Oh,
You
man.
heard it. You heard it right here on Rants and Saves, sponsored by Dave.
How am I Look, it's just running on my laptop. That's as close as I get to sponsoring anything. Guys, I haven't made my Stadia advertisement for the week yet. So
Obligatory.
You're done.
Yes, tell us about it.
actually, they
Tell
did
us your weekly jerk-off material.
look. I mean, it's a sexy controller. What can I say? Well, they had 2 days ago, right? Yeah, on the 19th, Monday, they had a Stadia Connect, and it wasn't anything like what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a mix of here's some new things about the platform, here's some new games, developers that are working with us, blah blah blah. Instead, it was literally just them announcing what games, what games are going to be coming out. I believe most of them are this year. Let's see, but one of the more exciting entries in that, if we didn't already know about it, is Cyberpunk, the new Cyberpunk game. So 2077 will be on Stadia, and guess what I'm going to be playing it on?
Dave?
What? What?
Audio cut out. Your audio just cut out for me. Sorry.
Oh, well.
Yeah, cut out for me too.
Damn it.
Nice.
Computer's being special today. So I'm going to be playing Stadia this November with all the other founders, and one of the games that I'm going to be playing is the new Cyberpunk game.
Is that even going to be out this year? I thought it was a 2020 thing.
Yeah, I thought it
Maybe.
was 2020 also.
Probably. The one game that does come with it is basically the full gamut of everything Destiny 2 has to offer, which I've played a bunch of Destiny 2.
I don't know if that's saying much with Destiny 2 because it's kind of a dead game right now.
Is it dead, or is it just? I don't think they've had much new. They're bringing out this new DLC because of their efforts to try to rejuvenate it. Okay, you know what game I am inordinately excited to play? Farm Simulator 19 Platinum Edition. It's gonna be on Stadia, and I am going to treat that the same way that I treated Roller Coaster Tycoon. And I'll have my
life.
I'll have my little farm animal in a very small pen out in the middle of a field all by itself, because I'll probably be able to monitor its emotional state and just play God with it. I want to play this new Baldur's Gate.
The one game
though.
that has you sold on Stadia is Farming Simulator 19.
No, I'm sold on it as a platform. Although They are going to have Division 2, which if... Okay, I just want... Please, Google, look, I'm out here shilling for you. Can you just... I know you guys want cross-platform, so let me talk to Ubisoft, okay? I want Division 2 to be cross-platform for... I want to be able to play it on Stadia and play with other people that are playing on PC and play blah, blah, blah. See what I'm saying? I just want to be able to play with everyone who has it. And I want that to be the thing going forward, which I think is another reason why consoles as a hardware is not going to be much of a thing going forward. Because Stadia has said, they themselves, that they're on board for doing crossplay. They're on board for doing cross-progression. It's up to the developers to make that a reality. It's up to the other platforms to make that reality. I'm looking at you, Sony, you high castle son of a bitch. Literally sitting up there just looking down on everyone else with this obvious disdain. I mean, they got...
Now the biggest question to sell Stadia, will Skyrim be on Stadia?
Skyrim is on everything. Skyrim is
because
on
you can play Skyrim on a smart fridge. If you can't play that on a Stadia, then that is definitely a shit platform. If you can play it on a fridge,
I can fucking play it on this empty Mountain Dew can.
It's gonna be like the new Tetris.
Pretty much.
I
could find a broken piece of technology in this house, and I could play Skyrim on it. They're ridiculous.
So your laptop. So your laptop, son.
I mean, it's running. It's still alive. I see video attempting to be recorded and shit. Oh, Ron, for some reason I thought you might be interested in this. Did you ever play Orcs Must Die?
I didn't.
No?
I did. Got the platinum.
Oh my god, of course you did.
Surprise, surprise. Well, Orcs Must Die 3... Finally, but guess what? It's exclusive to Stadia. So if you want to play that, you have to have Stadia. So that's
buy the game on Stadia when it's out.
Let's see. There's this really interesting. Did you guys watch by chance? I know I'm the Stadia shill, but they got this new game coming out called Gylt.
You don't say. Gylt.
Yeah, Gylt. It's a weird spelling, but it's let me see. I'm trying to pull up a description of the game. It's from Tequila Works. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with them.
Drunken developers.
Aren't they all? Haha.
I would love a game made by developers that were just drunk the whole time.
Well, shit. I mean, that's kind of how
Playboy Mansion.
Shit,
is that a game?
Yeah,
keep Dave's attention.
I'm all of a sudden really interested. Okay, so anyway, Gylt.
Playboys, what?
Well, this would be a style I feel like Ron would like, mainly because he's Asian. So, enter the new creation from Tequila Works, a journey where you face your worst fears and are confronted with the emotional impact of your actions. Set in a creepy, melancholic world, Gylt is an eerie story mixing fantasy and reality in a surrealistic place where your nightmares become reality. Hide from creatures or confront them as you find your way through the challenges of this wicked world. It reminds me, it kind of has like the style of Five Nights at Freddy's with the with like the gameplay elements of, what game was I thinking of? Shit, I can't think of it. It reminds me a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's. So, now this is gonna bug me. I can't remember the game that I was trying to think of to compare it to.
And Five Nights at Freddy's?
Well, I mean, no, there's another one. Like, I was comparing it to two games. I can only remember Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't know.
Well, obviously, is the one I was thinking of. Anyway, that's a Stadia exclusive. Oh, Beyond Two Souls. Obviously not the art style. The art style is what reminds me of Five Nights at Freddy's. But, like, the whole idea of, like, trying to sneak around in this melancholy type world, eerie, blah, blah, blah. Where, like, emotional reactions and things like that are in it. And I felt like that was a lot of what you dealt with in Beyond Two Souls. That actually, okay, so that was one of the free games from PlayStation that I really enjoyed. And I kind of feel like we need to do an episode sometime about all the free games that we played that really were worthy of actually being paid titles. Did I just cut out?
I mean, I've heard good things about, like, I've played some of Beyond Two Souls because I got the PS3 version. But I didn't really play it too much because it was on PS. I had my PS4, and I've got the free version of it on the PS4 from PS Plus. I haven't played anymore, but the time that I did play it on the PS3, it was a really good story. Same with Heavy Rain.
Yeah. Well,
Heavy Rain was another good story.
What? It's the same developer, right?
Dreams?
Yeah.
Quantic?
Yeah.
Yeah, Quantic Dreams.
Yeah, so they did, Quantic did Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human, yes?
Yes. Detroit.
Yes.
Oh, by the fucking fantastic game. I loved Detroit Become Human. Oh my word. But I don't know. Are you guys like me in that if you're playing a game where all these choices have to be made, like you play through it once, you make the choices that you make, and then you never go back and play it again? That's me.
Yep.
Because I'm like, no, I did what I wanted to do. I don't know why I would go back and, because I can't, like, I'm that guy who, if you have to do something mean or cruel in a video game, you're forced to do it, so you kind of like close your eyes and hit the button and just, it wasn't me. I'm sorry. That's me. But
that's how I'm feeling that day. Some days I want to be the nice guy. Other days I just want to be a complete douche in games.
Well, yeah. I mean, on those days though, I fire up GTA. I play single player so that I don't get douched on by, every other D-bag that's playing that day, and I just take it out on the citizens of Los Santos. I mean, it's unfortunate for them, but they're just such easy targets. You know what? I should have started begging Rockstar a long time ago to do a zombie mode for GTA Online. I've had this idea, on how they could do it. So you have separate dedicated servers for zombie mode. You have this worldwide event that happens that everybody sees that lets them know that this mode is available, right? Some sort of apocalypse happens, similar to what you had in the original Red Dead with the Undead Nightmare thing, where it affects the entire world. But if a person wants to play the zombie server where the world is, it's post-apocalyptic at that point, you maybe have access to a lot of those, apocalypse style vehicles and stuff like that. Like, you have the Arena Wars vehicles now. How fun would it be to literally just be driving around with some of these vehicles that have twin machine guns, a buzzsaw, like a giant spinning blade on the front, on the sides, like these vehicles of death. It'd be so fun to just drive through a crowd of zombies, but they just don't do it. That's a missed opportunity. Take two.
They're too busy adding PvP modes Red Dead Redemption 2 that nobody wants.
I mean, I don't know why they do the things they do sometimes. The Old West that I wanted for Red Dead Online was the calm, peaceful, maybe they do cooperative events where you could, with your friends, you go and do a heist where you stop a train. You hijack a train and you empty out the bank car or whatever. Stuff like that, which they kind of made it seem like when they were first advertising the game, they had those kind of activities kind of listed. And sure, you can go in there and you can stop a train, you can do all those things, but they don't promote that sort of thing. They're always promoting PvP against other players all the time. And all it does, I know, sitting there with your little money hands. But
why?
Have that, okay, if you must, have that, but you don't have anything for the guy who wants to do stuff co-op with his friends. Or at least nothing substantive. Horse races? You only do that so many times before you're like... I've literally ridden past the same possum 12 times doing this race. I'm tired of it. That's why it's... probably a lot of why it's not nearly as popular as it could be. I don't know, man. Lots of missed opportunities, I feel like. So...
Yeah, they definitely dropped the ball with Red Dead Online for Red Dead 2 uphill, because the single-player Red Dead, when that first came out, fucking phenomenal. Storytelling, the feel of the game, just the immersion of the game was definitely top-notch. But when it comes to the online part of it, they just dropped the ball. They don't have any contact missions, so to speak, because when Red Dead 1 first came out, you had gang territories to go and clear out. You had like a bunch of stuff you could do online that would keep you entertained, whereas with Red Dead 2, you come online, you go through the beginning stuff, and then if you want to play the missions, for one, you can't even do them yourself. You're forced into a matchmaking lobby immediately without any chance of doing it yourself. It's one of the big things that drew GTA Online, because they had contact missions where you could do on your own if you wanted to. If your friends weren't online, you could still do missions and get money.
Oh yeah, I still to this day, even though I don't play, lately I've been playing GTA more, but like I literally, because of the way they have online set up now, and Crush, you know this, you were there doing all the same shit that I was doing. In fact, you probably have more hardware now than I do, but the thing is, like, there was a time when you could go on there, play 5, 6, how many ever missions you wanted to, and the only money that came out of your account is if you hopped into free mode and you paid your mechanic for the day. Now, and again, this all comes, I know Ron's sitting there just thinking of, this is what they're after. And you're right. But now it's, okay, sure, we'll give you all these different ways to make money, but it's pretty much a trap. Because if you go and you buy, you do all the setups to do your cocaine factory, your meth, your weed, your document forgery, all these other things, the counterfeit cash, like you spend time setting all those up. And then you go and set up this other stuff on the side, your MC business. As soon as you register, like if a day-night cycle goes by after having registered, how much money, okay, has anyone counted this up? It's damn near like between $20,000 and $30,000 per day, okay, that you're...
In-game day, not real-life day.
Well, obvious, yeah, in-game days. So you got a day-night cycle in-game. You spend about $30,000 on paying for all these different things in the game. Utilities. Oh, we got to pay the staff. We got to pay the light bill. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. In real life, you're spending tons of money to keep businesses open, okay? But the payouts are shit. When you go and run...
Pay your secretary $300 a day to sit on her ass in your office.
She literally doesn't do anything. No one ever calls their secretary in the game. There's no reason to.
You guys paid $300 a day. I wish I had that job.
Shit, me too.
And an annual income. Sorry, sidetrack.
Are you literally... So, we're talking about this shit and Ron's crunching numbers.
I don't even know whether or not I should become a secretary in GTA. It's fine.
I mean, Ron, you don't have to feed. You like you were.
Not as much as I thought. That's only 78 grand. Okay.
Hell, that's pretty good leaving where I'm from.
I mean, for what it is, like for the job, yeah. I guess it's what's the average income? All right, keep talking. I have to know this stuff now. Money.
Well,
Since you're crunching numbers over there, Ron, why don't you look up what an average secretary makes salary?
Let's see, mean annual salary of 38,000, while the highest paid 10% earned 56,000. Okay, so that's a little high for a secretary. Touche.
okay, here's the thing, though. She's literally the secretary of a business that's involved in illegal business dealings. Like, literally, you, as the CEO of this company, are going and stealing cars, sourcing stolen goods. I mean, you're doing all the... So, part of that's hush money.
That's exactly what it is. All right, so I'm going to get on the list by doing this, but how much does a secretary for an illicit business make?
It's literally just gonna pull up a picture of the secretary from GTA who doesn't do anything. She sits on her ass
And
like
now
you can't
the
even.
computers at the FBI databases are pinging Ron's computers.
Well, look, if they weren't already, because he's part of ENG, he's part of Red Light, he's part of this.
This is fantastic.
Everything.
Third result. Google search Secretary of the Treasury.
Ah! Illicit businesses, Secretary of you ass. Someone, okay, if it's that easy, if it's that easy to tell somebody's corrupt, why is there not an investigation going on? So, anyway.
Pull up something like that.
Okay, so that was a really roundabout way of saying GTA Online is totally money hungry. They do all these things to basically entrap you into doing these sort of things because honestly, in order to even break even, okay, you basically have to source cars all the time. And that's such a repetitive task, even though they try to, okay, well, you have to go over here and, oh, they're using it for a movie, or, oh, there's a police chase on this one, but it's like the same 3 or 4 things. You're literally sourcing these cars, and every time a single bullet hits the car, because half the time you're being chased by NPCs that are shooting, by the time you get that bullet-ridden piece of shit back to your garage, you've made no money. You turn around and you pay whatever it is to have the, done up special to get the highest amount of profit. You still, you're lucky if you break even. So you know what I do? I stay unregistered and I go and I do contact missions, old school style, and I run races, and that's it. So, I keep all that money because I'm not shelling out 20, 30,000, and whatever I make in those missions, be it anywhere from 10 to 15 or whatever that they pay out, I keep it. So that's how you survive in GTA Online nowadays.
System, Dave, you got him.
Yeah, got it. Well, now they're gonna be like, I see this guy's a little unhappy with his services. Let's look at his account. No need to do that. No need.
Millions.
Look,
Well, they've already deleted all your counterfeit money that you had.
Yeah, shit. Hey, quit making that public, Crush. Damn it.
But the other side of it is talking about GTA. I don't know if we got stuff on GTA, but whatever. You can make a pretty penny between, especially for the biker stuff. If you just have the cocaine and meth going, since they're passive, I can't speak. As long as they are stocked up with supplies, they are generating income. Your bunker, as long as it's stocked with supplies, is generating income. Your nightclub generates its own income. So the only active things that you have to do now is when it's either A, a business battle is going on, i.e., more product for your nightclub, or source cars to steal cargo for your either your CEO apartments or your hangar, which is another active mission. So while you're working on these active stuff, and even then, if you go and get your businesses stocked with supplies, go do some contact missions. You're not being hit by the daily income requirements, and your businesses are still generating income while you're racing.
Are you
Yes,
are you
they do
100%
still
that
work.
Are you 100% sure that that's how that works though? Like I can literally
Yes, because I have sourced supplies for my bunker and cocaine, made sure my supplies were delivered, and then I went and started doing contact missions or doing heists with Joker. Whenever I came out, hey, that was the income there ready for me to sell.
I'm doing this all wrong. See, Ron, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I can't run a business.
Nobody listen to Dave.
Nobody do anything I just said.
Everybody listen to the faceless one and the Asian.
See, he only knows you by your race. It's just the fact that you're a little squinty. That's the only thing he knows.
I'm the naturally frugal. Is that what you're going for?
How come I get caught on this, but you call him Asian 2 days?
Well, I say it in a factual manner. You're just a racist.
Asian is racist now.
I mean, isn't it funny that nowadays, like, literally just saying a fact, hey, that guy's Asian, you racist fuck! Like, I didn't say anything negative or positive. I literally just said his race.
Who are you?
You
male.
motherfucker. Like, literally, it's that amount of outrage over, like, one statement. So dumb.
Dave, I'm highly offended by that statement.
I'm offended by your offense, guys.
we could get really panty twisted if we really wanted to.
We could get in some trouble here if we needed to.
I don't need any more trouble. Who knows how many lists I'm already on?
All of them.
Yeah.
Once you hit rock bottom, you have nowhere to go but up. You're good.
Yeah, I think
No,
I'm literally.
Dave can always go further down.
What? Is it possible to claw through the bottom of the barrel? Because that's
Down just for Dave.
Yeah, Dave is just used to going down.
Hey.
Oh! Well, I mean, you're not wrong. I won't say what the situation is, but you're not wrong.
Is wink wink.
I mean, that's my favorite. One of my favorite pastimes. Moving on. Why are we even talking about this?
Dave's video dating bio for the next half hour.
Hey, you know what we didn't do at the beginning of the episode?
Introduced ourselves? Say that we're
Exactly.
live.
Hey, I'm Dave. If you haven't figured it out yet, this over here, that way, is Ron, and
Disappointing.
nowhere on the screen is Crush. And
Like
this,
I said, I'm the faceless one.
the faceless one. I literally haven't even put your ugly mug on our banner yet because I'm lazy.
Yeah, everybody knows you hate me. You keep calling me a friend for some damn reason, but it's obvious you hate me.
You're the one that hates
Go on,
me.
go
I'm always
on.
like,
Yeah.
oh, this is my friend.
I called it.
I don't hate you. I just don't claim you as a friend. That's a special term I only give to select you, and you're not one of them.
Who do you
In
give it
that, I
to,
wish
Crush?
we know specific
How many
time.
people are worthy to be called your friend?
I consider Ron a friend. Oh,
Oh, damn it. Well,
Eat it, Dave. Eat it.
you know what's sad, Ron? He's known you, what, 2 months, maybe?
yeah.
Probably about that.
He's known me for multiple years. Still not friends.
Fuck you, Dave.
Even though I stood up for you in those GTA free mode lobbies with my insurgent technical, and I came to your aid.
That's such a specific instance. Like, that's probably a 1 or 2 time thing, and you're like, remember that one time I helped you out a little bit in a fictional thing?
Oh, no, Ron, you weren't there. I mean, because you don't play video games. We literally would go in.
What's an Xbox?
We literally, we'd go into these free mode lobbies. We'd be doing missions together or free mode activities, just hanging out. And if somebody messed with one member of the crew in the session, Crush, what happened? What happened when somebody got messed with?
Mess with one, you mess with them all.
Every single one of the crew members in that session, all of a sudden, we all happen to be in the party chat, so we're like, bros, mount up. So all of a sudden there was 3 tanks, 2 insurgents, a bunch of jets, all converging on this one poor asshole who decided to spray his bullet in the wrong direction one time. We were not content until that asshat left the session. So, yes. Bully.
The best time was we weren't even in the same session. I think we were just getting on. We were in different sessions. And somebody messed with one of us. We all stopped what we were doing because we were just doing random stuff.
Yeah, not even.
We all stopped what we was doing. We converged onto a single session that person was in, and then I think Bump and Undead were just getting into the party chat. We're like, "Hey, join us right now. We got to kill a bitch."
Yep.
So within 5 minutes of that person getting someone in our crew getting killed, they had about 10 of us just pointed our guns right at him.
Mm-hmm. And he just spent the next, I don't know how long, just dying over and over and over and over.
So ended up griefing him for the rest of the game. This is how the story is playing out?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, we're not satisfied until he leaves the session. We're not going anywhere.
Well, right. Yeah, no, you're not going to scare us off. You're not going to run us down. I mean, man, it kind of makes me miss those days. And we used to have car show. Ron, what the hell are you looking at?
I'm looking at a random book that I didn't realize I had. I get distracted easily, all right?
You man-child. I say that, and I also say that knowing that you are not in the least bit offended by it.
You're like, I'm broadcasting this from my mom's basement right now.
Wait, are you? Is your mom upstairs right now? Like, honey,
everyone, check out this fireplace that I have in my basement casually.
Well, folks, thanks for joining us. This has been probably
end on man-child. All right.
Yes, that's exactly what we're gonna do. This has been this week's episode. We will be back on Tuesday, Lord willing, as we are all God's children on this podcast.
Stop going to work, Dave.
Christ! I need money. Look, these
donate to our non-existent Patreon.
This Pornhub subscription that's free isn't gonna pay itself.
$100 a day on our Patreon will make it so that Dave doesn't go to work anymore.
I don't know if they want that though. They don't want more of my face right yet. We have to.
Right.
We have to get the right.
That might scare people away, Ron.
We need the right.
$100 a day could get me a reliable internet. Then you can see my ugly mug.
Yeah, that's not going to sell.
That's our subscribers going away.
What was that? What was that big whoosh noise? I think that was everybody leaving. Anyway, point is, join us next week on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, unless something changes, which we'll post on our Don't look at me. It wasn't me that changed my schedule.
It was you. It was you this week.
I didn't change my schedule. The boss man did. But good news, by the way, at my full-time job, I did get a raise and a promotion and stuff like that. So things are looking up in the IRL department. However, I need more free time to be able to do stuff like this. The really important things, which is video game news, nonsense, and rantery.
Boss man, if you're watching this stream right now, please give him less work.
I'm going to walk in tomorrow. He's going to be like, hey, Dave, you're you're fired.
Your podcast, but I'm gonna have to let you go.
I see you're working hard.
Content.
I see you're working hard again. Yes. I gotta let you go. Anyway, don't forget to join us. Look for us on Twitter, Rants and Saves. On Instagram, also, Rants and Saves. And Twitch. If you're already watching us on Twitch, then you know where to go there. But yeah, look for our links and shit, and we'll see you next week, Tuesday. Not
Food
when.
here the whole time?
What?
Do go on Tuesday at
Tuesday, 8 p.m.
8
Central.
Central.
We'll see. What the hell are you eating?
Dude, I didn't realize this was here the whole time.
Oh, oh my word. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye, people.